Good morning, Bob. How we doing?
Good morning, Billy. We're doing good. It's Monday. Beautiful
It
new week.
it is Monday. How you guys doing on this Monday? I know last Monday we were pretty busy jumping in on the Monday, but didn't seem so hectic this morning. Just a little bit.
Uh, if I told you it wasn't hectic, I would be lying to you, but it's the job of a dispatcher, prioritizing and making time for everything. So
Yeah,
here we go.
gotta love it. We have a carrier here. He's not having such a good Monday either. But before we jump into that, my name's Billy. I'm CEO of Four Keys Logistics, and we're talking to Bob as always, one of our lead dispatchers here at Four Keys Logistics, and we're talking all things truck. We're talking about the markets and the news and any sort of information we feel would benefit you guys out there trying to make a dollar. So. Yeah, we got some news this morning that one of our carriers hit an overpass, and
Oh boy.
the dispatcher was talking about, the heights of the overpasses in Chicago being low, and it just so happened to be that that's where he was at. He was in Chicago, and this was his load.
Oh,
You can see the boom hit the overpass, pushed it back down into the forklift, I guess this is, and then
did they
put.
have a height measurement on that?
They should have. I don't know what happened exactly, but you could see it push the whole tractor down into the floor of the trailer. So ruined the
Yeah, it looks
tractor.
like that back wheel is sank into that trailer. If you look back there, there's like a, you know, third of that bottom meat that's just disappeared.
It is.
Boy.
Let me see if I could open this other.
So I've only had one scare with the low bridge. I was up in the Reading area coming south, and I think it was back behind Yuba City or somewhere up in there in between Reading and Yuba City coming down the 99. Just following my GPS, moseying along. I'm probably my first, second year of actually, it's my first year of running driver and freight. So new to the 14-foot high trailer. And I'm running down the road and it says low clearance. But I got out the truck and hung my head out the window and watched to make sure I wasn't going to hit it as I did half a mile an hour up to the bridge.
Right.
So I I don't know. You got to
Yeah.
pay attention to that, man.
Well, that's the thing. When you're out there and you're driving along and you got a load that may be close to height, and you got to be careful. I don't know the situation here with this driver. All I got were the pictures. But
There's,
when you got
there's
a.
one other time that was scary. I had a 10-foot box on a flatbed that I had to drive from Visalia, California to Fresno, California, and that one was pretty nerve-wracking as well.
Yeah,
My
I
first flatbed, mind you.
yeah, I loaded up a load of flatbed stuff from a manufacturing place right there too, and we drove it up. We didn't go very far. We went about 60 miles. When I got there, all my chains were loose. So that was my first flatbed experience. I
Yeah,
didn't realize that they were going to loosen up on me as much as they did. But you live and you learn. We all have to start somewhere, right?
exactly.
So if we're looking at the markets, same thing we were talking about. Map's a little bit different from Friday. Looks like it's cooling off a little bit over here in Texas, but not really. And I'll show you some more data to kind of prove my point here. But definitely that southeast region is backing off. We are getting more
What is
trucks.
these colors presenting for us here, Billy?
So this is just a capacity trend. So what we're looking at is the number of trucks in each one of these markets if they've changed over week. So what we're looking at is how many trucks have, net gain of trucks and net loss of trucks in the markets. So over here in Dallas, you're still seeing that loss of trucks. They've all kind of migrated over here into the southeast, and we're talking vans. Okay, we're not talking reefers. If we look at
Flats or reefers.
Yeah, if we look at the reefers, it's going to be totally different. I like to use the van data only because it kind of fits, more people. It kind of shows the market a little bit better. Reefers are kind of their own unique market, and we'll look at them right now and we'll see what they're doing. So you can see the reefer market's a lot different than the dry van market.
A
The reefer
lot
market,
different.
it's still the same over here in the southeast. Not a whole lot of data here. If it's gray, there's just no data for it. So, reefers always, you can count on the Fresno and the LA markets to be high. You're going to find your highest reefer volume here in California, over here in the upper, well, I guess Pennsylvania area. That'd be the lower side of the south or the northeast market. But in Atlanta, of course. But I also have an interesting map to show you guys if you're pulling a reefer. If you're not pulling a reefer, this may not help you out. But if you're pulling a reefer and we're looking at the Midwest, you can see the volumes and the rejections are ridiculous through here, meaning that there's a need for trucks. So if you find your truck over here in this area and you got a reefer, you should be able to maximize your rate just based on what we're seeing here. And obviously
Yeah, definitely.
we were talking about
Yep.
volume. Volume here in Atlanta. Look how high that is. You got a lot of volume here. Same thing up here in the Harrisburg market. Same thing over here. So, reefer volumes. They're picking back up. We did see a little bit of a decline, but they're starting to pick back up overall. So, the markets are good.
I, uh, I pulled a load out of St. Louis this morning, headed over towards Ohio. That's paying the high fours to, oh, I'd just say high fours, $4.70 a mile. My best guess,
What'd you
$2,000, like 450 miles.
$2,000, and that was from St. Louis to Ohio.
Ohio, yeah, and Ohio looks like it's doing just as good. And last week, we were looking at Wisconsin and Indiana, or I mean, yeah, Wisconsin, Michigan, all that stuff, and it's pretty accurate for what we're seeing here with your map, your graph.
Yeah, it is. The volume's always kind of in the same spot. It's just a matter of where the trucks are at because you don't want to go with the flow. When we're talking about capacity trend, and I'll go back over here. You don't want to go where the flow is going because then you're competing against everybody. You kind of want
Then it's a flooded market with
this is an
capacity.
instance where you want to go against the crowd. You don't really want to go with them because they're going to run your rates down. So by watching
Yeah,
these charts and kind of following the capacity is really going to help us not you know send you down with the herd. We're gonna try to pull you away from the herd, and I still think that we're seeing a lot of rejections here in the Dallas area compared to what this is showing, and all the way up here into the Indiana, Illinois market, Chicago specifically, like we were talking about last week. But yeah, so if I'm running a truck, I think that's probably where I'm gonna be running it. What about in the world of news or weather? Have we seen anything out there that may impact the trucks as far as that goes?
well, if you're taking your truck out to Hawaii, you might get caught up in a hurricane. It looks like there's a hurricane sitting off the west coast of in the Pacific. It looks like it's veering out towards Hawaii, but I'm no meteorologist. But other than that, it's hot, like hot all over the country. I'm a California boy, so we're looking at about 100 degrees out here pretty consistently. But even through the Midwest, we have 80s and 90s. We got a little bit of weather coming into Salt Lake City, some rain. Dallas looking at some rain. Houston shows some rain. Texas is going to rain. The eastern side of Texas, New Orleans, Jacksonville. So they must be getting some of that hurricane season type weather over there is also. But
Right.
just cloudy, overcast, and warm for the country, man.
Yeah, I think
So fire season. That's where we're at.
yes, it is. It seems like there's quite a bit of fires. Here's what you were talking about, Hilda, Category 1
Yeah.
hurricane. There's a tropical storm down here. I don't think that's really going to affect the U.S. trucking markets much. We were talking about these
No.
fires. We got some fires here in eastern Oregon, central Oregon. Same thing, excessive heat warnings all the way through here. Some flash flood warnings, top of the Rockies. So
Yeah.
we're planning on some weather here. As far as the East Coast goes, it looks like you guys are wide open. Something going on down here in Georgia. Just some flash flood warnings. Nothing too crazy. So looks pretty clear out there. Nothing that's going to really hinder your
Yeah.
ability to pick up a load or deliver a load, unless it's going over here into a fire zone, and you want to watch out for
Or
those.
Hawaii. Take it to Hawaii, you're gonna have to deal with Hilda.
Well, if anyone's taking a load out here to Hawaii, I don't know how they're doing it, and it must be on a ship. And at that point, we're really not providing them much information. So, um, other than that, today is our challenge day. So we're gonna draw for our challenge. We won't do that on the Truckin' with Bob show. But we do weekly challenges where we find the best lane. So we'll let you guys know tomorrow which lanes we're looking in. Maybe it'll be your lane, and if it is, we'll be able to provide you a route that should pay better than the rest in that area, if we're doing it right. And then let me see. We'll finalize with. We did talk about that Dallas lane. That's still a good lane. But a few other things that we're seeing is Kansas City to Atlanta for a reefer. That looks like a good one. But we were talking about, any loads that are kind of coming out of this region are going to pay well. But get yourself back over here into Atlanta where you can find a decent load to just do it again. That may be the trick this week. If you do have a reefer, just kind of running from this hot zone out into one of these zones with volume where you're going to get a good rate and then run back. That way you're not running into a backhaul market. You want to try to avoid the backhaul markets if you can, because you're not going to win in those markets. You're gonna take less than average pay to get out just to get back into one of these. So why do that when you can run out into some of these high volume markets when these markets are paying well? So that's opportunity right there. Anyway, I think that's it. I really don't have much more to go over. It's been kind of slow. Got a lot of other things going on this Monday, but figured we'd jump on here and give you guys some gems. So if you like what you're seeing, like, subscribe, join us daily. I will be out of the office for a week. I'm going to try to jump on here. Maybe we'll put a few shows up if we can. If not, we won't be back for a week. But we'll try to get on here and provide you guys some information if we can do it. Any last words, Bob?
You know, just keep on trucking, I guess. We'll see you here on the next one. But
Yeah,
like Billy said, give us a like, a subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Maybe even toss a comment into the bottom.
there
Maybe
you
you
go.
guys could tell us what you want to hear us talk about.
There you go. Yeah, we're trying to figure out, what kind of content we want to deliver to you guys. I think if it was me and I was watching the show, I'd just want to kind of know where to run my truck, because that's the one thing a lot of people struggle with is, oh yeah, I got a load, it pays really well into Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then you get in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you're like, well,
Uh-huh.
I'm screwed because I can't find a load out that pays
Yeah.
anything. So,
Don't have anything 500 miles.
right, so then you're dead heading into Arizona or
Miles.
back into Texas or whatever.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Well,
so if we can help you guys not do that to yourself, then we've added some value to you. So anyway, until next time, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you in a week from now.